Breaking news. Marjorie Taylor Greene says she's resigning from Congress effective January 5th, 2026. This is an interesting turn of events, one that I did not foresee at all, as a matter of fact. Let's take a look at her video.
Hi, everyone. I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C., and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher, corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts, American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas. Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations.
Is she like medicated? Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene did that. I started taking mood stabilizers and realized I no longer have to be on, I no longer can be on Stan Twitter. MTG's, I started taking mood stabilizers post. She's low-key locked in. Oh, God. Do you think she had a stroke and got a reverse John Fetterman? Yeah, she got on SSRIs and realized all this like Trump standing was actually a byproduct of her mental health complications. Yeah, she got unfettered. I'm Marjorie Taylor Greene, and after a tragic, life-changing incident at the CrossFit factory that I like to work out at, I have realized that the countryside surrounds the cities and that revolution can only come at the barrel of a gun. The People's Back movement cannot come from either bourgeois party. After all, this is a dictatorship of the bourgeoisie. And what we must do in order to unlock the true potential of the working class around the globe is to turn this into a dictatorship of the proletariat. I have sworn my life to the cause of emancipatory movements. I have sworn my life to emancipation for the global proletariat. And also I have found the light of Allah.
Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest, and the spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a single breadwinner's income, as both parents have to work in order to simply survive. And today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream. And that breaks my heart.
I am no longer blinded by electoralism and the social fascists. I have realized that the true movement is to build a vanguard, a revolutionary vanguard on the countryside and go on a long march, the longest of marches.
I ran for Congress in 2020 and have fought every single day believing that Make America Great.
She wants to go lay down with a Kong full of peanut butter in season 1 of DOC starting Billy Ray Cyrus on the PAX channel. You go, girl. That's my favorite MHUD bit, that Marjorie Taylor Greene likes to chomp on some Kong with peanut butter. Like one of those ultra tough dog chew toys.
Because they know how much credit card debt they have. They know how much their bills have gone up over the past 5 years. They actually do their own grocery shopping and know food costs too much. Their rent has increasingly gone up and up. They have been outbid by corporate asset managers too many times when they put in an offer to buy a house. They have been laid off after being forced to train their visa holding replacement. The college degree they were told to earn only left them in debt.
I don't think she's blinked once, is what you're saying. It's because she's a titan, dude. That's what it is. Marjorie Taylor Greene went from 400K net worth to 21 million net worth, and she is now cashing out.
Through it all, I never changed or went back on my campaign promises, and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for life 50-year mortgage scams, standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of the Epstein files. Other than that, my voting record has been solidly with my party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street. And we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because our job title is literally representative. America first should mean America first and only Americans first, with no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government. Standing up for American women.
I still don't get why she's resigning, though, you know? Like, I don't get why she's resigning. This doesn't make sense. Something tells me we haven't seen the last of Tater. No, of course not. But even then, it just doesn't make sense. Is she getting blackmailed because of her recent disagreements with Trump and Epstein? I don't know. She wants to save herself from an AIPAC primary? No, she's safe. She is safe. There is no world where Donald Trump could even undermine Marjorie Taylor Greene in her district. I'm fairly certain she's safe. And if anything, she's more of a threat to Trump in power when she's in that seat, winning elections, resigning instead of just retiring. LaMaFeo's trying to him over. If she wants to on the Republican Party, if she wants to on the Republican Party, she can still do so. I will say this, okay, at least from my own personal experience and from people who I've talked to that are running for office or are in positions of power, or even like media figures in general, Israel will make your life a living hell if you are outwardly and overtly anti-Israel. Like, it's not even a question. There is only one group of influence peddlers that have more motion and more intensity and more investment in making your life a living hell until the end of time. And it is absolutely the Hasbarists. They do not operate with like the same level of intensity as like other interest groups. You can be a anti-big oil guy, you can be a climate change guy, you can be anti-billionaire. They will come after you for sure, right, if you are those things, but never to the same level of fervor. I have never experienced anything like this in my 12-year career as a political commentator on the internet. Like, the amount of that I've gotten from virtually every front. And it's never just about Israel either. Like, just like with, Jamal Bowman or Cory Bush, right? When the lobby came after them, they didn't actually do it on the boundaries of like their position on Israel. They did it on whatever their area of weakness was, or whatever the most like successful avenue of attack was. They just presented them as being against the Democratic Party and the Democratic primary, that kind of stuff. Like, it's achievable. You can defeat it. You can certainly defeat it. You will have to deal with a metric ton of unimaginable forever. So it could possibly be that. I don't know. Maybe she couldn't deal with the heat. I'm just surprised though. But it's not. It's not. I'm being super real about this. I have never experienced personally. I've never experienced like I've had haters. Had 35 people watching me. Right. I've had haters when I was like not even remotely relevant, working at the Young Turks. But nothing compares to this level of animosity. So it could very well be her just waving the flag because she just couldn't deal with it.
You see, I have never valued power, titles, or attention in spite of all the wrong assumptions about me. I do not cling to those things because they are meaningless and empty traps that hold too many people in Washington. I believe in term limits and do not think Congress should be a lifelong career or an assisted living facility. My only goal and desire has ever been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promises it makes to the American people and put America first. And I have fought against Democrats' damaging policies like the Green New Deal, wide open, deadly, unsafe border policies, and the trans agenda on children and against women. With that has brought years of non-stop, never-ending personal attacks, death threats, lawfare, ridiculous slander and lies about me that most people could never withstand.
Or if she's gearing up for a Senate run. But even if she's gearing up for a Senate run, I don't know if this is the best move to gear up for a Senate run. You know what I mean? I just think she's a shark that folded as soon as she got a fraction of the hate that she has sent towards people like Ilhan. That could be the case. This also doesn't do anything really to shift the House majority either. I'm actually kind of confused by this. I don't know. I mean, she did make her bag. She did get the bag. She greatly boosted her profile. She greatly boosted her coffers through her incredible stock trading, as is the case with all of these demons, right? Maybe she wants to do podcasting. That could also be another thing. That is a real pivot. Like, a lot of these guys do just want to become media figures. I don't know.
Even for a single day. It has been unfair and wrong, not only to me, but especially to my family. But it's been wrong to my district as well.
She's not winning Georgia governor. I mean, I guess maybe she like tries to whip up a like the anti-Trump momentum while still keeping like big bits and pieces of the MAGA base. I don't know, but I don't think any Democrat in Georgia is going to vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene over like a Democrat for governor.
There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played. When common American people realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country, and instead the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have, and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026, and I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may
Plan to save the world is a QAnon dog whistle. She put in a not so subtle nod shading the QAnon mindset at the end of her letter. It feels like ages ago that Marjorie Taylor Greene was the first Q-adjacent congressperson elected. If I'm cast aside by MAGA and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, there is no plan to save the world or insane 4D chess game being played. Wait, so she's a disillusioned QAnon wine mom? Where she's like, when I first joined Congress, I thought Q was real. I thought there was an elite Jewish pedophilic cabal and that Donald Trump was the only man to tackle it. Now I realize he is a part of the elite Jewish pedophilic cabal, and I do not believe that he has a plan to save the world. So she is a real believer. This goes along with the assessment that I made initially that like Marjorie Taylor Greene is not as much as a grifter as she is like a real believer. I can't tell if this pivot that she's going through right now is a calculated move for a Senate run, or if this is like a real believer going to the Capitol and realizing that like, no, there is no actual deep state, or rather what she perceived as the deep state pedophilic cabal is actually absolutely something that Donald Trump is playing ball with, you know? I don't know. I haven't found myself this confused by the actions of a politician in a long time. It's actually confusing.